Alright guys, I'm going to be showing you how to make this right here in Blender. I'm not going to be showing you how to make the characters. They're just some models I got offline, but you can do whatever you want with those. I'm going to be mainly going to show you how to do the lighting and kind of some of the effects and stuff. So we're going to start off with, first of all, adding our character. I got this kind of, this Mixamo model here. I'm going to import real quick. But you can do this with any model. I just got this kind of dance pose, but I figured it works as like you're getting sucked into a portal or something. So this is what I'm going to use for right now. But again, we can always kind of change this to something else. So for right now, I'm going to do, let me go ahead and go into the pose mode, and we are going to move around some of the kind of things here to something around here, and that looks a lot better already. So let's go up here into object mode now, and it looks like it doesn't save, so that's what I've been actually trying to figure out, but no worries, we got it. Let's go ahead and just create the portal, and then we'll finish modeling and posing our character later. So let's go ahead and make a few different cubes. Let's make like 2 for now. Subdivide it 2 times. We don't want to do any more than that. We're going to add modifier, displace, new, pill, and then select clouds. Clouds is the one we're going to want to use for this. Shade auto smooth flat, or just shade smooth completely. I'm going to do shade flat for now. Let's unsubdivide this just once. Let's just Control Z, honestly. I realize we only want just to do this for the few different vertices here. So something like this works, and then go ahead and subdivide it, or not subdivide it, copy and paste it, and then just change the settings on this one. You can keep going, then do the same here, keep going, and you really only need like 3 or 4. We'll do 4. This is going to be our smaller one, so we'll subdivide this one more time and then kind of increase and mess with some of these. This will be our smaller one. You're not going to see this one as much, so don't worry. So you want something that looks exactly like these 4 right here. Pretty basic, nothing crazy. We're now going to go ahead and we're going to add a torso. Just shrink this down super small. Pull this out to somewhere around here and put it, you're gonna want like a ring like right here. Let's shrink this down until it's about like the size of both of these right here. Let's now put a particle simulation on this. So you're gonna press the plus icon, and we're going to select our number. Select the number down to about 150 for now. Let's go to render, halo, and object. Let's start off by organizing our objects a little bit. We'll just start off 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll just line these up so we can add these all to our collection. So let's now select our ring and select our object 4 right here. This very last one. Object 4. It's object cube, technically number like 0 or whatever, but so what we're gonna have for now. So we can select our modifier here and see it looks something like this. So if you do the same thing but with hair, you'll get that same effect. So that's what we're gonna do. We are gonna put a particle sim, but not on this one. It's gonna be one of the other ones. So let's go here to our scale randomness, turn that up. These are gonna be our base. We're gonna add one more, and this one is going to be another hair sim. Select our object and object 2, or sorry, that's the wrong object, our object 2. This one's gonna have a way lower count, but this one's going to be a little bit smaller, so maybe turn this one to 10, around 10, and then these are gonna be the smaller ones. And then same thing, we're gonna do the hair, path, object, select our 3rd one here, and just shrink these down. Again, turn the randomness all the way up, and you want these to be the smallest ones out of the 3 different selections. And go ahead and change the seed around as well. and make sure the size looks something around there. That works fine. And that works. Awesome. So we're going to select this one and Shift D, duplicate it. Make sure you have this selected, and we're going to do this one 2 different times. One's going to be the hair simulation, so go ahead and select this number 1. This will be the first one we're going to add. This one's going to be a little bit more all over the place, something like this. And we'll do it to about there, so that works. Make sure randomness is up still. We'll go ahead and go back to our first one here and turn the scale down just a little bit. So we still want that pretty big scale, but we'll do about, we'll keep it at 5 for now. We'll just go to our second one and change this one to 4. And then our third one, change it to, I think 3. Yeah, 3 works. All right, we'll keep it at 5. All right, let's go to add in a new one. And this one's gonna be a particle emitter. So we'll go do the same thing from halo to object, and then we'll just select our thing here. Let's go ahead and turn up the scale randomness, lifetime randomness, and then our let's see, field weights right here. Turn the gravity almost all the way off. You want them to fall super slow. And this isn't going to be plain as an animation, but for the particles to work correctly, we're going to have to kind of do some weird stuff to it. So on our force field, we're going to add in a vortex. Whoops, that's not a vortex. Our vortex right here, and this is going to kind of pull them all towards this center area, and that's exactly what we want. We'll exaggerate that just a little bit. Maybe something around there. Awesome, and that works. What we're gonna do now is select get our torso and turn up the scale. Turn the lifetime super low, so like 2 frames. We'll go until we find a number where they're not falling too far down. Something around 15 works, looks like. Yeah, so 15 works. I think, yeah. Let's go to rotation and do Z. We'll turn the randomize up and turn all of these numbers to somewhere where we want. Then go ahead and play this now, and they're all going to be a little bit more random. We can go ahead and also turn the scale up a little bit more. And the number we're going to want super high. Actually, we can do, instead of that, we'll do frame start 1, and then frame in, we'll do like 50. So we'll get a way larger amount for, you know, something like that looks amazing. So we'll just go ahead and turn the number to like 700. We'll go back to 1000, and something like that works. Awesome. So we got kind of our little portal crystal-y thing. Looks super cool. Let's go ahead and shade both of these smooth. Well, this one auto smooth, and this one, sorry, my bad. This one smooth, and this one auto smooth. Trust me, it does matter. We're gonna press M, new collection, and we'll just type in cube. Cubes with an S. There you go, cubes. We'll go ahead and hide these because we're not going to see them in our view. We're not going to need them at all. So now we have our kind of portal-y looking thing here. Super cool. Let's go ahead now and add in everything else, like our camera. So let's go ahead and add our camera. Shift A. Camera is going to be super basic. We're going to have 2 different views, so we're going to add in 2 different cameras, but we'll get to that in a second. Let's type in our view to 1920 by, so on the X 1920, and then the Y is going to be 1080. 1080, just like so. We'll drag this up until we're about right here, and then just pull our camera back. We're going to want this kind of cool looking scene, so we'll pull this super far back, and then turn our kind of depth, and our vocal length, sorry, our vocal length to about 180. It's a super high vocal length, but definitely gives it an interesting look. So something like here, we'll do it, and then pull this back a little bit more to about maybe 4. Yeah, about 4 works. And then we're just gonna do the same thing with our character. So just copy it, and then RX90, and we'll just have it kind of like a reverse of it. Have this super cool effect. And again, we're gonna change our models in just a second so they don't look, so the poses aren't as exaggerated. So we'll move these both here for now, and then we will change these so these are not as exaggerated. Let's go ahead now and do our lighting. So you can press Shift A and go to light, point, and pull this to the center here. Make sure this is in the exact center. It does matter. Let's now go into our cycles view, and it's gonna look something like this. Absolutely amazing. So we want something really dark like this. Can now go ahead and grab this number of the light and pull this to about there. And we're gonna do the same thing, but with a spotlight, because we want it directing down. We are going to shrink this light to about the size of our hole here. So something like this. We'll actually drag our character here in the middle with the waist center. We'll go ahead and turn the value or the number on this up a little bit so this one's a little bit brighter. And let's actually do some of the lighting in Eevee. I know Cycles has kind of a different way of lighting stuff, but Eevee is going to get the rough, like, kind of the rough way it looks. So let's go ahead and do that, and we can quickly set our background brightness to 1 for now. Let's go now and Shift A, mesh, and add in a cube. Add in a cube, and you want to stretch it over the whole entire scene until it's past your camera. Now we can go here into our shader editor, press new, and we're going to delete our principled BSDF and replace that with a principled volume. Now with our principled volume, we'll get this really cool kind of like steam kind of effect, super dope. Let's go ahead and 0.01, and we'll get this cool like fog. It's gonna look a little bit in different cycles. Totally fine. So let's get our spot real quick. Let's turn our background to 0. And now we can grab our spotlight and turn the brightness up. So you're gonna want something pretty wide, like something like this. And we're gonna do a slight blue color. So something like this. And then do the same for your light that's gonna be right here, which will be your point light. Is try to copy that same kind of blue color. Alright, so now we're going to do the textures for the cubes. This is going to be super basic. So let's now select our cubes, which is going to be in this collection right here. And we'll just start off by the top one right here. Let's go into Material View and go to Eevee. So let's start off with Cube 1, and we're going to do some really basic texturing. Literally turn the metallic roughness down. It's going to give you a really cool reflection look. And we'll do the same for all of these, and we'll edit a few of them to make them have a little bit of variation. So just go ahead and do the same for each one of these. Metallic up, roughness down. It's practically is a mirror. That's what it's doing. And it reflects light really well. So roughness up, metallic up, roughness down. So we'll get something that looks like this. Let's now add in a light on the front here, so you get this really cool reflection. That's going to be super important here. So G and X, something like this works. And then just go ahead and turn your brightness up. Bam. Another way you can do this, I think, which works a little bit better, is adding in let's see, an area light and RX90, and then just pull it up to your RZ90. It's pointing this way now. So you see these really cool like reflections that you're getting. Super useful. So we're gonna shrink this light down and then pull it back this way so we get these reflections. It's gonna be kind of abstract, but that's exactly what we want. This looks really cool. You don't want it too bright, so just kind of pull this kind of number right here down. You don't want the brightness too crazy. You don't want it to be overpowering compared to the little scene, but something like that works. Awesome. Now what we're gonna do is on our cube here, we're gonna add in really quickly a UV sphere. This is gonna add a little bit to the scene. It's not gonna do a crazy amount, but it makes it less empty. Click this place now and go do the same thing with our clouds and pull the number up. Make sure you're not in edit mode because that will not be good. And do something about here, and then just you're definitely going to shade this smooth. You want it pretty round, so something like there. Not much to it. I mean, the only other thing you could do would be go here to your camera, right here in your camera settings. Select your camera, and let's add in some depth of field. You can select probably. So let's first, instead of adding depth of field straight away, let's just select both of the characters. You don't need the whole thing, just like the skin part. Press M, and then just name this like, dude, I don't even know anything, lol. And then go back to your camera. So let's go here to our camera, and where it says depth of field, we're gonna click here. Whoops. It doesn't give me an option for our depth of field options, but we'll just focus it on this one right here, and then you can leave it at about 3 for this scene. So you'll get something on the like depth of field wise, something that looks kind of like this. So it won't be like, the top part won't be too blurred, but enough to notice. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing. Hope y'all enjoyed. If this helped, make sure to like and leave a comment if you have any feedback on the videos, and I will see you next time. Thank you.
You got me running in a circle.